Hey, good afternoon. How is everybody? Well, today I got a new topic. Y'all know I talk about God every day, but today I'm going to shift my religion into relationships and stereotype. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. It's just, you know, trying to get my YouTube stuff set up. It was just taking me a minute. I was having a kind of rough time with it, so kind of made things uh, shift and turn the way it had to turn. But I got all my stuff wrote down how I want to talk about what I want to talk about and try to be positive and give people advice on relationships because me, myself, I've been in quite a few throughout my lifetime. So first and foremost, I would tell people from my experience, uh, the best way to get into a relationship, I would simply say get to know the woman first. Be her friend first. A lot of my relationships I got in, I was not her friend first, and it did not work out. Okay? So, number one, be her friend first. Get to know her. Build a friendship. Build that foundation. That will help y'all because you get to learn each other over time. With months and months go by and days go by, things start happening to you in your life. And, you know, um, people, we go through changes. We lose family members. Somebody, get robbed, or somebody got killed, or somebody in your family dies, or uh, a baby's being born, or your cousin have a child, and you bring your friend around your family. They get to know your family. You build this trust, this bond. All these things you got to do. Working on that. First, I call it the relationship working with yourself. And even that very partner of yours is working on their relationship with their self also. But while you guys are friends, just one day as y'all going through y'all friendship, a lot of people say, well, I wouldn't date my friend because I don't want to mess up the friendship. But if this friend is such a great friend and they know the ins and outs about you, why wouldn't it not work? Because both parties should want to go in giving each other a fair shake. You should want to go in saying, you know what, I want to do the right thing. I like to believe they're going to do the right thing. And if their intentions is good and your intentions is good, more than likely, both of y'all are going to come to the table with that type of mentality. That's the only right way it should be. Not saying that who knows, you can meet somebody and y'all start out great friends and then all of a sudden y'all get together and it crashed. And that does happen to people. It does. But most importantly, I believe a great relationship is built off of mutual respect. Okay? You got to respect each other. You got to be honest with each other. Hold on. Okay, welcome back. Somebody was at the door. Anyway, so like I said, a having an open conversation, having a trust there, being honest, being trustworthy, having you just got to be trustworthy, right? You really got to be trustworthy. You just got to be somebody that the person trusts, that they to put their trust in, knowing that they could trust everything, and knowing they're going to be good, knowing everything is going to be okay, knowing that you won't have no worry, just knowing that you're going to be all right. And so with that being said, when you're in your relationship, you just try to do everything you could do to make this thing work, right? So and then it's like, you want to be real. You want to be honest. You want to have all these, you want to bring all these good things to your relationship. Even though we know in a relationship it's not always going to be good. Some days are bad. Some days are better than others. Like my grandmother would say, sometimes you have rainy days and you have sunshine days. You just hope your sunshine days outdo the rainy days. So once again, I had many days with my grandmother when she was alive, and she would tell me many things, about even in her marriage of 50 years, um, just trying to tell us, what would be the right way about handling the situation. They don't always have the right answer always, but everything is based off of what they went through, and so they try to give you some of their experiences to help your experiences, even though the very thing you're going through, they already been through. So they just try to give you some type of like wake up call, telling you, well, if I was you, I would do this. If I was you, I would do that. So sometimes we don't always take their um message, whatever they're trying to, tell us to give us to take along with us. But, every little bit helps, when you're trying your best to have this so-called, you want this perfect relationship, and we know no relationship is perfect. Everybody's relationship comes with problems and have, detours and turns in it and bumps and bruises. But while you're going through it, you got to work through it and try your best to patch it up. In my day when I was young, it was the hell with it. I wasn't patching it up. If you didn't do right and I didn't do right, it is what it is. We just broke up and move on, found somebody else. And that's how a lot of us did in our relationships, unless some of us were really, really trying to just stay with the same person because we know you got to start over. You got to try to get to know somebody else and trying to build off of that. And some people just get to the point they don't want to start over. And I get that, because as I was getting in and out of relationship, I found myself starting over. And you like, man, same old record, same old violin, the same old thing. So it be crazy at times. But then, once again, you live and you learn. You make mistakes. You go through. You live. You learn. That's a lot of what a lot of us got to go through in this world. It would be so great if mom and dad just gave you the blueprint of what to do and how to do it. And boom, you wouldn't have these problems. But because we are human, we all make mistakes. We all go through. So, like I'm saying, as I go through these life lessons to give you guys and to try to help you guys out, it's just a way to help you guys to understand this what goes on in relationship. Nobody's relationship is perfect. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get into some of my notes that I took, because talk about relationship covers a lot of information, and sometimes you just can't come off the top of your dome and say everything. That's why it's good to write stuff down, so that way you can just talk about everything and just go straight through it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just go through what I wrote down, and that's why I said having an open conversation, being trustworthy, having a sense of trust where it is known to be true and real, and being able to share your values with the person you love, where both men and women in a relationship values each other and put each other first. Learn to be active in each other's life, work around each other's work schedule, and toward a common goal. Uh, have security, save finances. Ultimate goal is happiness and peace of mind. But also learn to have respect for your partner's opinion. Also respect for your person's boundaries, and even if they if it's an individual thing or the thing is crucial, we have to listen to each other and learn to be active in your own relationship. So if you work a lot, find time in your busy schedule to plan an outing or an event. Don't just get bored and being bored in your relationship. Learn to value each other's opinion and prosperities, and each other's perspective, in life. Um, and there could be lots of changes, or it could be a game changer in life. Try not to use bad language towards each other. No one is perfect. We all have had times where we said something that wasn't right. So try not to be so bossy or being very demanding or even belittling each other. So don't do that. Always try your best to, be positive. Try not to upset each other. Try to always lift each other up. I say most importantly, show appreciation and more love and gratitude for the one you love and the one you care for. Go above and beyond for the one you love. There is not a price on love. It's free. And at all costs, it just depends on what you sign up for. Show your contribution for the one who helps you. That is very important. And I say it again, some people give, 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 and other folks just want to take, take, take. It would be nice if it was 50-50. Wouldn't it be? A lot of times, in these relationships, sometimes it's only 70-30. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes it's 95%, 5%. But if you got you somebody that's doing the whole 100% and they ain't doing nothing, wow. You know what I mean? So that right there is not going to work. So more than likely an argument is coming. When you got somebody that don't contribute, that's not helping you, that's not showing you no love, that's not being there, that's not being supportive, that's not trying to communicate with you, more than likely an argument is gonna come. And I hate to break it to you like that, but that's just the way it is. That's simply somebody using the very other. And should nobody have to be getting used. So there are some people who stay in relationships because they don't want to be alone. Simple as that. And then you got some people who are in relationships who don't think they are cute enough or pretty enough, or they don't even think they're gorgeous enough or beautiful enough. Maybe they know they are beautiful, but because their inner soul, their inner man, isn't as beautiful as the outside. So in other words, the outside of you looks so good, but the inside is not as good as the outside looks. And so that means you got to work on yourself. And if you got all these problems going on with yourself, you shouldn't be in a relationship. I just think anybody that got that many issues shouldn't, because number one, you probably don't love yourself. You probably don't care about yourself enough to, why would you want to do that to yourself? And then knowing you don't got enough love in you to give to the next person, to your partner, that's going to make it where the relationship don't work. What's going to always be a problem, it's going to be lack of trust. It's going to be some type of infidelity because somebody ain't being honest, or somebody's out cheating because they don't love themselves enough. They out looking to see if they can find somebody that loves them enough just to see or try to match it up, because they don't love themselves enough. Otherwise, they haven't built up enough, what's the word? You haven't built your self-esteem up. Your self-esteem is at an all-time low. You just out looking for love and looking for somebody else to help boost you up, and that's not good. So, as I was saying in my notes, I said relationship will bring so many problems. It will be toxic. So learn to love yourself first before going into a relationship. And if there's no love, and it's not genuine, it will not work. Again, your relationship should have trust and got to be built on a foundation. If you want it to really be healthy and good, a relationship with good measures, then learn to treat it. Hold on. Oh, back there to play that. Come on now. Yeah, over here. And I said, learn to treat it, and learn to treat your partner to feel safe and to know that they got your best interest and that they will be there for you, and they'll be there for you in your life, and based on a reality, and see that you and your partner life is really reliable, like relationship. You know what I mean? So like everything you're doing is real. This is where God comes in. And this is where when God comes in, God will show you your very, very relationship. It'll be like you in your relationship and you and your partner's doing what y'all doing, but because God is in the midst of it, God will start showing you things in the relationship. You know what I mean? Things you're going through. You might have a dream. You might be sensing something or having this certain urgency of something. And you're not sure what it is, but it might be the Spirit talking to you, or it's God talking to you, and you're sensing things that you're not sure what it is. But it just so happened and you start feeling stuff. And then while your relationship is going on, you and your partner is going through different things, and things ain't the way it's supposed to be. A lot of times, that's the Spirit of God in the midst of your relationship. So, like I said, if your relationship is meant to be, it's meant to be. But if it ain't meant to be, then it's not meant to be. So again, have goals, and make sure y'all have shared times together. Make sure y'all set goals. Make sure y'all set memories. Make sure y'all take pictures and go places and watch a movie together. You know what I mean? Sit in the backyard together. Enjoy the weather. Spending quality time is always the best way to go out. Always support each other no matter what. Especially when love is on the line. Learn to encourage each other, celebrate each other's success, learn to compromise, and have flexibility. No relationship is perfect, but always try to distance both parties from negative things, or though be of a good cheer. Be positive, think positive, and provide a good challenges for both man and woman. So both of you guys should have something good set in front of the both of you. Because also there'll come a time when like you're trying to navigate through the challenges, right? You're trying to get through the challenges, and all of a sudden, here come disagreements. So what you got to do? You got to find common ground. You got to, find that common ground for the both of you to work together to find a solution so y'all can get past the craziness. So there's no reason to deal with all that stupidity and arguing and hashing it out over stuff that really means nothing. That's not really important. So that's why I say learn to have fun with each other, and this will strengthen your relationship. Most importantly, love God, for He is mostly the source of that. That's where our love comes from. It comes from God, and there may be some of you that don't believe that, but I'm here to let you know you will find out. So those are my notes. But once again, the relationship thing just simply means love you. First and foremost, love you. In order for you to love somebody else, you got to love yourself first. That's the most important thing in your relationship. You have to love you. But there's a lot of people who get into it and they're not loving themselves enough. Then you find yourself crashing up against a wall, something not working out, things is crazy, and then you're trying to figure out why all this stuff happened. And this is kind of like, some of us is like, some of us can be oversimplified and can be often inaccurate, and or in like a general belief, having this this group of people based on their on how they think or how they perceive a situation or how they look at a person's characteristics or behavior and their traits, and all these things can lead to something that could be really unfair and being judgmental, or it could be having its own expression, And that great example would be like someone looks at me and say whatever they think about me or whatever they feel about me is accurate to them, and not knowing anything about me. And without knowing me, I say 9 times out of 10, people will be so wrong until they actually get to know me. So I call this stereotype. And this a lot of times, this common stereotype includes lots of assumptions about people's intelligence, ability, or personality based on their race, gender, age, or religion, or profession. That's usually what comes a lot of times in everything you go through in life. People be so quick to, to judge you. People be so quick to have you stereotype, have you mistaken for something they believe and they don't even have the facts. So once again, folks gonna be always stereotyping us. That's just the way it is. So until then, you just gotta learn to have your own goals set how you want them to be set, and don't let nobody like tear you down. And just keep your head up always. So like I said, just remain focused. Regardless of what people saying, people judge situations all the time, and those situations don't always be the correct situation of what they're judging. But once again, folks gonna always stereotype folks. So you just gotta learn to just roll with the punches and don't let it get to you. Okay, well, you guys have a great day. Be blessed.